Hello again, it's me, Russell White. It's been a while since I've done a video, so I thought I had some spare time, I thought, since I'm on a different platform, I thought I'd create another video. Anyway, it's a beautiful day here, Phillip Island, Victoria, in Australia. Unfortunately, I don't have my kids to spend it with because of the system. The way that it is with family law in this country is horrendous, and that's one reason why I'm here. So we'll discuss that a little bit, and yeah, just talk about ways that we could talk about positive change, I suppose, because we can't keep demonising men. I mean, what's happened to me over the last 7 years, 7 months, and 10 days, which is 2,779 days consecutive, is just horrendous. As I said, I haven't committed any crime to validate such a sentence, but I did go through the family court system, and they thought I was a risk because of mental illness. So that was their conclusion to it. Well, I state that I was sick because of what they did to me throughout the process, and they just don't take any. They don't take any blame at all. There is absolutely no duty of care in the family law system of Australia. I like to refer to it as the family law industry of Australia because so many people are making money out of it, and that's the reason why they continue to allow it to happen. Quite simply because it is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and not only that, they get to control society to the way that they want. So they would prefer a narcissist to control a child to keep them in check and bay, instead of having a father that can actually be more open and honest with his children and caring and loving in different ways. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be so strict that you can't not let a children live his life. I mean, I could say things, but I won't. But, you just can't control kids to the point where they don't have any freedom. And, that's what you're doing. You're taking away the freedom of, these kids having a relationship with their father based on a false narrative created by lawyers and a disgruntled party. So it's not hard to do, especially if someone does actually have a mental health breakdown. It's it's pretty easy to do if you time it right, and in my case it was definitely timed right because I was definitely struggling. But just because I'm struggling doesn't mean that I'm going to hurt the kids. I mean, that's just a ploy that they use so that they get the kids and everything else. It's just horrendous. But anyway, it is what it is. All these years later, I'm still fighting, and I'm still here. Where others have given up and 3,000 men a year in this country die because of the same type of scenario, I'm quite happy and content that I've been able to struggle it out throughout the hard times and everything else. And yeah, what can I say? A lot of people aren't here for very similar reasons as to mine. But I believe that I have a duty to see this through to the end, and that's what I intend to do. So I've opened up an international criminal court investigation, and basically I'm trying to get Australia on the list of people that we can select and people can make complaints directly through to the ICC. So if I'm successful with my application with the International Criminal Court, which I believe I should be due to the exceptional circumstances, the conspiracy to pervert the course of justice, and the fact that it is crimes against humanity causing severe mental harm amounting to genocide of a particular demographic, which is men in this country, and that's proven with the 3,000 deaths per year in this country alone due to family law related industry. That's the way I look at it. And because people are making money off this because they can see that it's just horrendous what they do. It's just, everyone knows. But yeah, it's getting bright out here because I've got the sun in the background. Look at that, beautiful. Yes. So what I really want to discuss is this digital ID thing that the government have got going on. I've been trying to create secure profiles in a security network that's socially enabled for the best part of 17 years. So it's not something that they want, but it's something that we need. Because just imagine it, if we had a technology like your Twitter or your Facebook or your Meta, your whatever, your Gab or whatever you want to call them. But if you had that type of technology in a actual security system, and then that security system, you connect a social network at the front end, and then you'll have like an enterprise portal for connecting to advanced technologies. But and then the back end will be a security functionality only. So for configuration of enterprises and access to the system, so it's restricted. But the main users will just use the front end, and the back end will be restricted to for advanced configuration. But as I said, at the end of the day, having this type of technology and in the power of the hands of society effectively is what they don't want, and that's what I've been trying to achieve. I've been trying to basically, all the back end access that these systems have and that they effectively just use against you to make money, I've been trying to create a system that will have that back end access at the front end effectively. And then there's still a requirement to get to the proper back end. But that makes sense because it's a security system. You can't just readily give it available to everyone. It just doesn't make sense because unless you're going to abide by appropriate system use of policy and, use of systems policy, then, what's the point? You know what I mean? If you're not going to contribute to the network in a proper way. So that's why we've designed it the way we've designed it. And it will happen. The government are trying to figure out how to use my intellectual property without breaching my intellectual property. So this is one of those situations that I'm going to say that I am completely sane, thank you very much. I am not going to commit suicide. I do not have a heart problem. Yeah? At all. At all. Yeah? So I'm very healthy. My cholesterol is a little bit high, and that's it. I take medicine for that. And I'm currently, they had me on antipsychotics and all that crap to dull the mind and to make you stupid. But I'm coming out of that and I'm feeling great. Thank you very much. I've weaned down off the medication. My legs are moving properly. They have no idea. This stuff, it cripples you. It literally does. It was like poison in your body. And I don't know, the way that it kind of reacted to me, it would... it kind of seize up my joints and stuff over time. And the needle wouldn't hurt initially, and then obviously once the medication settled and you sat on it, you could feel that you'd had a needle in the ass. So you'd have that for a few days, but then as it kind of seeps through your body, as I said, the body doesn't want you to have an injection of antipsychotics in the ass just because the government says this person is a risk even though he's not, because that's what they want to do. They want to, unfortunately, make out like I'm the problem when it's not the case at all. So the case is this is excessive force and abuse of power. The family law industry is horrendous. A lot of lies can be said and a lot of mistruths, and that's it. Life is absolutely completely destroyed. Now, I had no legal representation ever, and the lawyers that I have used over time, they've all just, as I said, they're all just in the same game. They don't give a shit. They're out to destroy men just as much as the feminists are. These idiot allies that they call themselves, or whatever the wank the Prime Minister called them when they were marching the other day about this massive spike that's supposedly the end of the world. But when you look at the real statistics, the deaths have actually come down over a period of time since 1989. Now, there is a video. If you get onto the YouTube and you search The Other Side, you'll see that there's a video there, and it's episode number 311, and it goes on and then explains everything. Now, if you watch that video, so I'll say it again, The Other Side, episode 311, you could get it on YouTube. If you watch that video, and at the end of that video, you're not convinced that men are getting absolutely crucified in Australia, then there's something seriously wrong with you, yeah? So if you've gotten to the end of this video and you think, oh, what did I get out of it? Well, what you got out of it was this. Get onto The Other Side, episode 311. You can find it on YouTube, so just search it, watch it, and that will give you a perspective of Australia that you've never had before. And it's the truth. Quite simply, it's a great article. It was written and done extremely well, and it was just based on facts. So, yes, based on facts, I've been screwed with many others, and there's many of us still fighting. So, at the end of the day, I love my children, and I'll continue to fight until the day I die. And until that day, as I said, I'll continue to fight until I get them back and get some justice. So, yeah, that's me. Anyway, it's been good chatting to you all. I look forward to doing more of these and seeing what happens. Seeing what happens next. All right, cheers.